Oh, hey, I was just composing a little note to my friends at Pantone. Just bear with me for a second. I think it's going to go something like this. Dear Pantone, while I can appreciate that you had a team of experts looking at history and trends and all the colors, and it was probably a committee sequestered somewhere on the side of a remote mountain, locked in for days, agonizing over the 2026 color of the year. The fact that you came up with Cloud Dancer, aka white, is upsetting. You see, 98% of the population, definitely including me, is not hip enough, cool enough, trendy enough to appreciate white as the color of the year. Oof. So for 2027, I would like to put in my request now. Anything else? Sincerely, Chris. How's that sound? You know, when all's said and done, Cloud Dancer, aka white, is still our color of the year. So let's talk about, how do we weave with this? What colors can go with it? How do we work with Cloud Dancer in 2026? The show must go on. Here we go. Hey there, my name is Chris Acton with Acton Creative, and this is A Handwoven Experience. And in today's episode, we're going to explore the 2026 Pantone Color of the Year, which is Cloud Dancer, aka white. Yep, white. So let's talk about, how do we work with white? What do we pair it with? How do we use it in the coming year? So let's first of all take a close look at Cloud Dancer, because if you've ever had to paint your house, you know that there's a million variations on white. So as we look at the actual color, we'll see that it is not a kind of stark clean white, it's a little creamier. So when you look at our two options here, this is like white, and this is a little creamier. So Cloud Dancer is really closer to this kind of white. If you're thinking in terms of yarn, I equate it to, this is a white yarn and this is a natural yarn. And this may not be exactly Cloud Dancer, but this is what I'm gonna roll with as far as an approximation to Cloud Dancer. So that's the difference. It's not that kind of clean, stark white. It's a little softer. So let's talk about why white is challenging, at least why I find it very challenging to work with. When white is in the room, that's what you see. I find it to be a neutral, but a very, very powerful neutral. Let me give you an example. So let's say that you're pairing, I think of these as kind of vintagey, Christmassy colors, like a dark red and a kind of an olive green deal. Let's say you're pairing these together and you put white with it. I think immediately white takes over the show. Like, especially if you are doing kind of a equal proportion in your project. White is a diva, she's gonna take over. However, look at this when I put it with a little black. I think instantly the black like defers. You're like, oh, look at the red and the green. Oh, and there's black. Like it's a very different vibe. I remember when I was taking a painting class, and the impact of one tiny little drop of white would change everything. Whereas you could put a tiny little drop of black and it would just make it a little bit darker. Like white is just, yeah, she's powerful. So let's talk about, what do we do with white? First of all, my first suggestion is to use it with some other neutrals, right? We're already playing with the neutral, why not lean into it? So my suggestion is to use it with some warm neutrals. Here's what I'm thinking. Look at those pretties. These are warm grays. Now, as we talked about, this white, Cloud Dancer, is a creamy, kind of warmer white. So why not pair it with some other neutrals that lean that way? And I did this intentionally, so I have kind of really light, a little darker, and darkest. So it has a whole like stair-step effect of the kind of intensity of the color. But see, these are both gray, but they're kind of on the warmer side, meaning they have a red, yellow, orange kind of undertone to it, versus a cool gray that would have a blue-green purple kind of undertone to it. So very pretty. So if you want to create a piece that has kind of classic, warm, kind of just that neutral vibe, this is a nice option right here. That's a good place to start. Start with fellow neutrals. Okay, here's my next suggestion. My next suggestion is bright, cool colors. You made me thinking, hold the phone. Chris, you just said that I should work with warm colors, and now you're saying work with cool colors. All right, let me explain why. Do you see these two? It's like a grassy green and like a peacock blue color. They are vivid. They are in your face, just bright, happy, cheerful colors. But the two alone are going to cancel each other out. Do you know what I mean? Because if you have two that are very similar, they have the same kind of brightness, the same kind of wow factor, it can be very helpful to come in with just a little something else to help them really shine. And I mean a little, friends. When we talk about proportions, I almost always suggest a touch of white, not a whole thing of white, just a touch, just a little bit. It's that little sprinkle of black pepper you put in the recipe. It's not a whole, like a tablespoon. No, it's just a little pinch, just a little touch of white. Because what happens then is that if you have just these really bright, cool colors together, they're like, we're here, we're so happy. However, sometimes if you add a little something else, it's gonna make these actually seem happier and brighter. So the contrast really will impact the overall piece. So with some bright, cool colors like these, just a touch, just a little restraint, friends. Just a little bit of white can make all the difference. Let's talk about my third option for you. My third option is the dark and dramatic. Yes, pick those really rich, dark, moody kind of colors. I picked here a really beautiful plum, and this is kind of a real dark red, almost a burgundy kind of color. Yeah, nice, right? But the same kind of effect applies if you have two dark colors right next to each other. The whole piece is going to seem too dark. It's not going to have the impact that you want. So a little Cloud Dancer to the rescue. Just a touch, friends, just a little will then help these really stand out all that much more. So dark and moody, that's my third suggestion for you. Yeah, that's where Cloud Dancer, she's gonna shine. So those are my three suggestions for you for just ideas to get you started on working with some Cloud Dancer, AKA white. Now, I've got three more ideas exclusively for my Acton Creative Insiders, the paid membership over there. So if you're like, okay, Chris, I'm with you, but I still need a few ideas, just come on over and access the 3 additional bonus ideas I have for working with Cloud Dancer. And let me know in the comments, what would you pair with Cloud Dancer in 2026? We can do it. We can work with white. All right, friends. Have a fabulous week. Happy weaving.